So I'm the proud owner of this Highland for 1.5 years. I bought it February of last year, a bit over 1.5 years. I've done over 30,000 kilometres. In fact, I've done 32,137. And I've done a lot of Uber with it. So, not a lot of Uber, I've done 1,500 trips on Uber, which I suppose is a lot, but probably every once or twice a week I go out. So I've done 1,500 trips. So I've had 1,500 groups of people in this car, driven 32,000 kilometres now. So I know a bit about it. You may, if you follow my other channel, my previous channel, which was a BYD channel, hello to all my subscribers on that. You know that I had an Atto 3 BYD, and I was pretty much in the BYD camp. When the 12 months was up for my, well, not that I was up, but after 12 months of driving the Atto 3, I thought I'd get something else, and I decided to get a Seal. Seals are really good cars. So I did some road tests on them. I did a road test on the Performance. I did a road test on the Premium and also the Standard. And I was pretty much convinced to buy the Performance. And then someone in my comments said to me, "Why don't you try the 3?" And like, I don't want to buy a Tesla. I want to buy a Tesla for. So I thought, okay, I'll go and take it for a drive. I know I'm not going to like it, but I'll take it for a drive. Well, I don't know if you've seen the road test when I did it. I really couldn't say terribly much. I was just blown away. The 3 just drove so well. It was like a go-kart. I really liked the 3. So I upset some of my subscribers. I had a few subscribers cancel, so down to 4,000 subscribers. But nevertheless, I bought the 3 because it wasn't about the YouTube channel. It was about I wanted a car, and I really liked the 3. I've got to say, it was just an incredible car. I had a few concerns. Whilst I like the white seats because it's clean and it's cool, particularly in the Queensland climate, I was worried about its cleaning. I was worried about one pedal driving. I was fine on the test drive with it, and I had heard you could turn it off, so I was a little bit worried about that. The stalks, don't look at the stalk here. I'll tell you what I did. But the blinkers with the arrows, I didn't think I'd be really keen on that. But I thought I'd put up with it, and no dash. I thought, the BYD Seal, it had a heads-up display, it had a dash. It's like a flight deck. But anyways, I really like the 3 so much, I was going to put up with all that. Well, as I said, I've had, let's just talk about the white seats. I've had 1,500 groups of people in here. Oh, by the way, I'm heading off to Tesla's new showroom. So I'm just heading off there now. And I'm just heading off there now. White seats. I've had 1,500 groups of people. They're not dirty, they're as clean as. I'll take an image of them later and superimpose on this video. But absolutely clean as. If there are any marks on it, you just use baby wipes and it just comes straight off. These seats are honestly just like you. The dashboard, well, that was a different matter. I was a bit worried about that. So what I did is I came across sexy buttons, S3, X, Y buttons, and they had a system where you could use an old iPhone as a dash. And I'm coming up to a stop sign, so I can do that. So I'll pull this out. This was the dashboard that I used. And it's great. I put it here on a using a magnet, and it was just sitting here like this. I thought, okay, that solves the problem. It gives me my speed and all that. So the problem was, I went to Sydney in the car. My wife and I went to Sydney, and we were driving around. I did find I was looking here quite a bit, at the speed here quite a bit, but the magnet on the back of the phone fell off. So I was stuck in Sydney without the dashboard. By the time I got back to Brisbane, I didn't think I needed the dashboard anymore. I was more than happy with looking at there. Whenever I wanted to know what the speed was, my eyes would just go immediately there, just straight there. And it does that now without any problem. I lasted a lot longer without the Stalks. I was determined to get used to it, and I did get used to it quite a bit. But there were occasions when kind of a lot of things happening all at once, and I was on a roundabout, and there was something kind of weird was happening, and I was struggling to find the arrows, I was struggling to find the arrows, and also when you park on the side of the road and the steering wheel's upside down, and you want to put the blinker on to pull out, you got to kind of find it. It wasn't that bad, but it was just occasionally, and there were some times when I thought, well, this might be a serious situation. So the Sexy Stalk mob that I bought the dashboard off, I got the dashboard off. So to install it, you need to put a commander in. I put the commander in. The commander was in and working. So Sexy Stalks, Sexy Buttons came out with the Stalks, and you could use as blinkers. So I went and bought them, and I don't use them now because I've got FSD, but I was using them, and they're great. They're really good. I'm back to using my my Stalks, sorry, So that were my concerns. The white seats, the one pedal driving, the dash, and the Stalks were my worries. The only one that turned out to be of any significance whatsoever was the arrows. It's probably because I'm an old bugger. Well, I'm old. And set in my ways. So I'm just trying to see where this new Tesla place is. I've taken over because I've arrived at where I wanted to go. Actually, I'll just keep going down here, where it's a bit safer to do a U-E. Hang in there, guys. More to come. Oh, just on the white seats, I will say there's no wear on them either. People getting in and out, there's no wear on them at all. Okay, so so I'm getting incredible okay, so I'm going to go home. Which way does it say to go? Okay, so tyres. I've got the original tyres on. I've got the 18-inch tyres, and I get them rotated every 10k. I've done, as I said, 32. I've got them rotated at 30 again, and they tell me that. So originally it's 6 millimeters, and when they get to 3 millimeters, you've got to replace them. Well, now they're halfway between 4 and 5, so I'm halfway through. So that if that keeps up, that means that I'm going to be that means I'm going to be getting 60,000 kilometres out of them. I mean that's pretty wild. Actually, it wants to go. I'm going to end that trip, but I want to keep going along here. So I'll just turn that off, and I'll put in. That's better. Yeah, so the tyres, 60k out of the tyres is pretty damn good. So since I've paid attention to the road, oh, okay, righto. So it's going crook at me because I wasn't watching the road. So my battery, I've averaged in the 32,000 kilometres, according to Tesla, I've averaged 128 kilowatt hours, 120 watt hours per kilometre. Anyway, so if you see down here, okay, so see here it's got a 127, so that's what's that. Now on the Atto, where this is 128, on the Atto 3, I'd be around the 160. It was about 160. So it's a lot more fuel, a lot more fuel efficient. It's a lot more efficient than the Atto 3, and a lot more than the Seal. I think the Seal was about 170. So the other thing is degradation of the battery. Now I just put up on here. So I did a test at 30k where the battery goes right down to 0 and you pull it back up, and a bit stressful. But anyway, it came back with that I'd had degradation of 2.5. So 95. Sorry, excuse me, I got the hiccups. 97.5% of the battery left. So, my range was supposed to be, and I've been getting, 440 kilometres, and I do believe I'm getting that, because I've got down to 5% a couple of times, and it was about 430 at that. So I do believe that was it. So if I lost 2.5%, that's 10 kilometres. So after 30,000 kilometres, I've lost 10 kilometres. Now, according to ChatGTP, if I do about 300,000 kilometres, I should, given where I am at the moment, my degradation should be about 92. My battery left should be about 92. Now, if that's the case, that's 8% that I've lost. That's 8% of 44. That's 32. So I'll be down to about 405 kilometres on a full battery after 300,000 kilometres. Now, I don't think that's a problem. So I'm very, very happy with how my battery is. Now, it's an LFP battery. I obviously do a lot of kilometres. I usually fill it up back to 100 when I get home at night, unless I'm not, unless I'm just doing normal driving. So if it's only about at 80, I don't worry about it. But when it starts getting down to about 60 or below, I fill it up to 100%. And apparently, according to all the wisdom, it's exactly what the battery likes, and it's proving that because it's going so well. Service cost. The only thing I've done so far is rotate the tyres, and I've got Tesla to do it because I'm a bit lazy. It's not cheap. It's $80 every time you do it. I've had no other issues, except when I went to Sydney. On the way down, because I had autopilot with one button, cruise control and autopilot on one button. Whenever I kind of changed lanes, it would go off, and it was horrible. So I obviously thought there was a problem. So I booked a service in for when I got back, and on the Friday, so it was on the Monday. On the Friday before I got back, I had a phone call, and it was from Tesla. So hi, we're the hang on, I just going to now put in. We're travelling awfully quick. See where we're going now. Okay. So it must be from Tesla. And they said, you've got a service on Monday. I said, yeah. He said, what's the matter? I said, the cruise control, it's horrible. And they said, well, look, we've looked at your car and we can't find anything wrong with it. So they came through the internet and looked at my car. So I explained to him what was happening. I said, look, just change that to two presses, to do. I won't bore you with the details, but they told me what to do, and it was fine ever since. So that's the only other service. I keep annoying the salesman up at Tesla because I keep going looking at the why as to whether I get the why or not. I'll talk about that a bit later. So what surprises did I have? I'm surprised at the number of people that are anti-Tesla. It's amazing. I convert them in the car, but they say things like, I don't like his politics. And they start talking about BYD, and I say, okay, so you prefer and I'm not into politics at all, but I said, you prefer the Chinese Communist Party politics, do you? And they kind of go away a bit on that. Anyway, that's something else again. But there are there's a lot of people that really like Elon Musk and Tesla, but there are some people that don't like it. And I found that on my BYD channel. I posted some of my Tesla stuff up and got horrible comments, so I ended up deleting it. And after about a year, I said, okay, I really want to do some Tesla stuff. So I started this channel, and I've got, I think at the moment, whole 10 subscribers. So yeah, it's okay. So what I'd like to talk about now. What I'd like to talk about now is FSD. So as you probably know, I've got FSD. I was one of the ones that paid the 10 grand to get the full self-driving forever. So when I sell the car, part of that 10 grand I'll get back. What percentage I don't know, but I really wanted FSD. I'd driven in America, and I was hooked on it, so it's really good. I find it absolutely amazing. I saw that 60 Minutes piece the other day, which was an absolute crap. It was. I did a video on why I thought it was absolute crap. The link's down below. Anyway, it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I haven't, since I've been talking to you guys, I haven't done anything except say where I want to go. I've done, suburban trips, suburban roads like this. I've done highway with you guys. So I've done almost 4,000 kilometres since I've got FSD, all around the Gold Coast. Deliberately did a lot more driving than I normally would with Uber. Every trip except one, I've had full self-driving on, and the one I didn't, the lady said that that she didn't want it, and that was fair enough. Everybody else tried it, and what's really funny is they get very apprehensive. And they're really apprehensive, and within like 5 minutes, they've forgotten all about it. They're back on their iPhone doing stuff, or they're talking about Elon Musk. And when I finished the trip, I said, "What do you think?" Absolutely amazing. They can't believe how smooth it is and how whatever. I did have a couple of detractors. They got on the. One of them said, "The name is deceiving. It's called full self-driving." And I said, "Yeah, it's supervised." I said, "Yeah, but it's not really full self-driving. I mean, you've got to sit in the seat, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah, you've got to sit in the seat." He said, "It's so deceiving. It's false advertising." And I said, "Well, it's the only one that's kind of got it." "Oh, no, BYD's got it," he said. I said, and what do they call theirs?" "Oh, God's eye." "And that's less deceiving?" So we kind of both laughed about that, but anyway, full self-driving is absolutely unbelievable. The only problem I find is it leaves two things. Sometimes it can drive too slow, but then all you do is just give it a bit of a nudge with the accelerator and it kind of wakes up. Or alternatively, if it's coming up to a left or right turn and there's a lot of traffic, it sometimes leaves it run to change lanes a bit late. But that easy fix, and that does happen. So what I do in that case is when I think it's time to change lanes, if it hasn't, I put the blinker on and that tells it that I want to change lanes. What would I? Am I happy? Would I buy another? Would I buy another Model 3? So in a year or two, I will probably get another car. Will I get a Model 3? Probably not. I'll probably get a Y. I'll certainly get a Tesla. But why would I get a Y? Well, I chose the 3 over the Y originally because I really like driving the 3. The 3 drives really good, and when I drove the Y, it was higher, and it wasn't like the go-kart, so I much preferred the 3. But now I don't drive the car. FSD drives the car. I mean, occasionally I take over for a bit of fun, but FSD drives it. And it drives it better than I do. In some ways it drives better than I do. From a safety point of view, it does. I'm going to do a video where I go on a circuit where I've got FSD driving, probably like a half an hour circuit, and then saying it can't break the speed limit, and then I'll drive the same circuit without breaking the speed limit and just see how much, see who gets there first. I would argue that FSD will get there safer, but I'd like to see just how much better I am at kind of finding my way through traffic. So I will buy a Y. The Y is bigger. It's got more room and all that. Would I buy, a BY, one of these other whiz-bang Chinese cars? No, I don't think I would. I mean, it's just little things like, all I've got to do with the Tesla, I've got my phone in my pocket, well, it's here at the moment. I walk up to the car and just open it. I don't have to use a card, I don't have to do a button, I don't have to put my phone on the rear vision mirror, any of that, I just get in. The technology just works. And maybe one day the others will come out with full self-driving. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, full self-driving. The problem on the Gold Coast is all these damn traffic lights. Anyway, that's my story. Fantastic car. White seats are great. Stalks not so great. Dashboard you definitely get used to. Fantastic car to drive. FSD is brilliant. So there you go. I'm just doing that to sync the sound. Sorry about that. In fact, I think I finished. Can't think of anything else to say. Oh, so hello. What's going on here? So this is Miami. So it just pulls in, watch these cars get past. Unbelievable! It's unbelievable. Have I told you that I really like FSD? Anyway, I better stop now because you guys will be getting bored. Okay. So that looks all right. So I'm going to go home now. It's creeping over a bit. Honestly, you guys, you got to try FSD. Do yourself a favour. Go to a Tesla showroom and book a test drive with FSD. Forget all that 60 minutes crap and all the people who say false advertising and that. It is brilliant. Anyway, enough of that. I'll pull over now.